The psychology of injuries. We both people that had the experience.
It's humbling. I would say that you never get back to where you thought you would be. You're a stronger version of yourself when you get back, but you're not the version of yourself that you thought you would be. And then at that point, you have to start making concessions. And so there's a reality check with your injury, with your ability. Not so much, and then that will dictate how your game changes, right? And so everybody deal with injuries. You know what I mean? I think it's a lonely journey, right? It's a lot of self-reflection. It's a lot of self-motivation. It's a lot of self-curing and healing, and you have to do all of the things to like stay connected, even though like when you hurt, you feel the most disconnected.
No, I seen it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, seen it when he was hurt. But
that's where the hot top came from. My disconnect.
But why is it like such a struggle to like basically recognize the fact that, like, I know how athletes talk about it all the time, but what is it that makes it to where it's like, man, I want to come back out and be who I was a year ago, but I know I can't.
Because
everybody here know I can't.
It's your favorite part.
Right, but it's like you're with yourself all day.
So I'll explain it for you. Like for me, in basketball, I got two favorite parts. I like the part at the end where the two best players basically got to go at each other as far as on the sides of the ball. I like the part where Michael Jordan used to dribble at the end, and we know he's going to take the last shot. But I also like the person that sits on the other side. A lot of people don't remember who people hit the shot over or who they dunked on. I always know the person. So I'm like very particular about, well, at least he didn't run from the moment. Mm-hmm. So I like that moment because we also don't talk about all the time somebody shot and they missed and who was guarding them. Yep. I see that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, we notice it, but I'm saying, like, what is it that
I coined it? So I'm saying that's my first favorite part of the game. My second favorite part of the game is my ability to hit the floor on either leg and know you can't outjump me. I could have this could have all went terrible, but if I can get to my launch pad, you lose. That's my cheat code in basketball. Well, coming out of college, that was my cheat code. They all knew if he gets 2 feet right there, let him go. Mm-hmm. In practice, people would literally let me go because they're like, I'm not doing this with him every day. Like, he's young, he's 21, and he just want to fly 40 inches into the air. I can't do nothing but foul the man.
Right.
Let him dunk that.
But I'm saying coming from
when you tear your ACL, I tear my ACL now, that's gone. But that's my childhood thing. So you have to recognize in your mind the reality, like he's saying, you have to say, I physically can't do that. But then you have to now look at yourself and say, what am I going to enjoy as much as that about basketball?
That's what I mean. Like, how do you decide how to basically change your game?
Fall in love with something else. That was for me. For me, it was
right. But is it that like going in and just trying new? Is that going in and changing your workout completely?
And playing with other guys and guys that went through injuries, having that conversation with you and saying, man, I had to do this. Like, people don't realize Kyrie Irving is not that version of himself he is now until that turf toe comes. He had to start playing under. Kyrie Irving used to go serve the pizza and dunk with 2 hands. Like, coming out of high school, he would dunk you. Like, he could do all the, do all that crazy. Kai was doing all that early. They was like, he gonna be the number 1 pick. Like, this is nasty. Messed up with his foot. The turf toe stuff happened. He had to change how like a plate in his shoe, all type of stuff. But he started playing under the rim more. That's where all the floaters and everything. I had never seen Kyrie shoot a floater. I would have never known he had touch like that. But he fell in love with, I have to play under the rim now. And now he liked this the whole time. Rod Strickland was doing that, but he was more athletic, so he could take off. So he liked that part. But then he fell in love with, damn, I am nice with this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he started playing up.
I just asked because there's a lot of people who try to do that.
With me,
they fizzle out.
How they did it with me, I wasn't playing point guard, so I wasn't they basically pushed me to 2 guard, and I fell in love with trying to learn how to change my mind and say, I want to score the ball.
But there's that's what I'm saying though. There's no situation where that don't work, and then you just like, man, I don't know what the
plenty of thought. Think about how many times I was just frustrated.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what's the difference? Is the difference just you going out there and doing that you may be really bad at?
No, I mean, you have moments where you're gonna go. You're not gonna let yourself get beat at the rim twice. So I would go to the rim and I'd take off, but I'm like, damn, shorty, I can't get up there. So then you like, okay, give it some time, keep lifting weights, woo woo. But then you realize that like I now have like a soft cap. Like I'm not gonna fly how I used to. Like I used to be effortless, barely touch. I'm in the air quicker than ever, and it's like I'm more so thinking about how I'm finna land. Now I gotta think, am I gonna get, how high am I getting? Like I'll jump and then start thinking about it like, all right, let me make sure I get into his body, protect myself this way or that way, because I might not get all the way up on this jump.
It's like a science.
Real
right?
talk. And then you have like Baron that'll finally come over to you like, dog, stop doing that. Like we need the bucket.
Right.
So then you be like, man, pull the floater out. But you have to make that in your mind. Like that has to be a decision.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
prior to the game.
What if they just say that and then you're like, yo, I ain't got that.
It's like trial and error, right?
Real talk. Figure out something that works, and then you got to stick to it. You can't go out there and try and do everything. That's what I had to learn. They had to be like, Shump, I know you got all that you want to do, but we need you to come out here, get a right hand bucket, get a left hand bucket, but do it all from the same spot so we know how you play. Like let me know how to help you. But if you just, sometimes you dribbling, sometimes you want to oop, sometimes you want it on target. He like, bro, how do you want to play? You know what I'm saying? Like if we get on a breakaway, we'll do it. And you start realizing, okay, I'm not finna be that young that's just dunking everything no more. Like now I have to pull up. Like sometimes, unless I got a running start and I know I can get up and dunk this, let me make sure I'm more in a mood to stop right here, pull up, knock this off the glass real quick, but don't use another dribble because my boy just gave me a pass. So I'm gonna get him his assist. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just take one quick dribble, knock this down real quick. But you start learning, bro. I'm not finna go somewhere where I can get a flat tire. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a hard adjustment though. It's a hard adjustment.
Think about it like this. You are a shell of yourself, and you have to figure out what type of shell you are. So it's like carbon copies, right? So the original copy, like no injuries, could jump, run, do whatever, and you were never thinking about getting injured. Now you get injured, right? And you got a serious injury. Now you got to figure out, how do I get back
without getting injured? But
you got to go forward. You know what I mean? And so you can be as athletic or whatnot. Like when I tore my ACL, I had to learn how to start really jumping off 2 feet, to be a 2-foot jumper, because I was afraid to take off on one, because
putting too much
when
pressure
I took off on one, I didn't know how to land. You know what I mean? So jumping off 2, I knew I could jump.
That's what I meant. It's like, you know what I mean? Technicalities.
So it's a science, right? And then you figure out, oh, I can't jump as high. I got to jump this high. Damn, I can't get that. Like, but you start not being able to jump. And so when you come into that new carbon copy of yourself, you were probably doing more shooting when you couldn't jump, or handling the ball more.
So you more comfortable.
Doing more dribbling. You know what I mean? So your handles are better because you could only walk, you couldn't run, right? And so sometimes injuries make the player better.
I became better.
You're just not as athletic. And then that is a matter of, okay, nobody could guard me, can out-jump me, outrun. Now you're a carbon copy of that, and now, 10% of the league can. You get injured again, 20% of the league. You know what I mean? And so now you have to figure out, like, damn, I'm not faster than nobody. You know what I mean? I don't jump higher than everybody. What is my right hand, left hand layup? What am I going to bring to the team to be able to do that? Then you start making concessions and start figuring out how to mold yourself into a valuable basketball player.
Right.